stab wounds to his back and backside, top of his legs.
She's got a single stab wound about 1 centimetre. So what was it you actually stabbed with, do you know? It's been reported as a young male, I think, who's been stabbed in the neck by an assailant who has driven away from the scene.
It's the start of the night shift for critical care paramedic Tom Waters and Dr. Richard Brown.
But the problem is at the moment we don't have any police to go to the scene to make sure it's safe, so we're just waiting for that.
Updates are coming in all the time.
It's a female who's been stabbed. Okay.
So the police are at the scene, so we're going to go. There's a young female, I believe it is, who's got a puncture wound to the neck.
I'm sorry.
They arrive and find the woman with a stab wound near her collarbone.
So what we're trying to ascertain is how far that's gone into your left side of your...
She's treated, and once they're happy her injuries aren't too serious, she's taken to hospital for checks.
What does on it? Yeah, that's all we see. Many thanks.
Within minutes, there's another call.
So there's reports of a male who's been stabbed repeatedly in the leg. There's been 2 calls on this job, which usually means it's potentially significant. And there's some report that he might be unconscious, but we're not clear really at the moment. Oh yeah? Yeah, it was.
The police are already there. It's clearly a crime scene. The young man is unconscious. He's lost a lot of blood.
Let's just roll him on so we can have a look at him.
They managed to bring him round.
We're going to get you downstairs in a moment to the ambulance. I know. We're going to take you outside.
Yeah, we're clear.
It's not even 3 hours into Richard and Tom's shift.
We're getting more and more stabbings, and essentially I think it's more and more younger children, younger adults and children who are getting involved with the stabbings is probably the experience the team's having at the moment. Unfortunately, because it's not really a rare occurrence, it's more of a common thing, then I think as a team we're not really surprised by anything these days.
The next call is to a fight in Upton-upon-Severn, but it becomes clear the injuries aren't severe.
Was reported to have a stab wound. It's actually just a minor wound to his leg.
They leave those needing treatment to other ambulance crews. Back on the road, they're alerted to a serious stabbing that's just happened in Coventry.
So multiple patients, and they all seem to be, teenagers, 15, 16, by the sounds of things. The most seriously injured, there's a 15-year-old who's been stabbed. I'm not entirely sure where, but they've had a cardiac arrest at the scene. The crew have managed to resuscitate them, but it sounds like they've obviously lost a significant amount of blood.
Several other crews are closer and are being sent too. As they drive, they're getting updates from the paramedics on the ground.
Major hemorrhage protocols activated for that first patient. I'll give them an ETA of use of them for 10 minutes, please.
The crew at the scene have been told to get the boy to hospital as quickly as possible. Richard and Tom meet them there. Despite the best efforts of doctors and paramedics, the boy dies a short time later. He was 16-year-old Jaden Washington James. Another young victim of knife crime, another family and community bereft. As critical care paramedic Colin Apps takes over for the day shift, he's been briefed on what happened overnight.
It's not nice to see, we do our best to try and make sure they're going to recover and survive these injuries, but it's not always the case, and it's very tragic when any life can be taken, but for somebody of so young, with all their future ahead of them and so much opportunity potentially that they've missed out on, then for the rest of their life is over.
Then another stabbing, this time in Albury. The man has been stabbed in the buttocks, an increasingly common injury seen by paramedics, inflicted to humiliate the victim. After a night of stabbings, this is the first job of the day. This shows just how common stabbings are now for paramedics.
I'd say we go to at least one stabbing a day. Recently, it seems to have been increasing in numbers, and I know a shift last week I went to 3 stabbings and 1 shooting, and one somebody that got attacked by an axe. So yes, it seems quite common.
In the 24 hours we were filming, there were 13 reported stabbings. This is the new normal for paramedics fighting a surge in knife crime in our cities. Becky Johnson, Sky News, the West Midlands.